Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into a potential AI policy showdown that could determine who leads the AI revolution. Are we about to see crippling restrictions on AI development in the US? Or will innovation reign supreme? Hidden data suggests the US is already lagging behind in certain AI sectors. Let's unpack this. The Computer and Communications Industry Association, or CCIA, just filed comments with the National Science Foundation and the Office of Science and Technology Policy, WestEP, about AI. Basically, they're telling the feds how to handle AI policy. And their message is clear: get this right, or the US risks losing its edge in AI. They're not messing around. Think of the CCIA as the voice of the tech industry, advocating for policies that foster innovation. They've got a vested interest in making sure AI policy doesn't stifle growth. So what exactly does the CCIA want? Well, they've laid out a few key priorities, and they're all crucial. First, they want to ensure access to sufficient AI infrastructure. That means having enough computing power, data storage, and other resources to support AI development. Second, they're pushing for balanced export control and trade policies. They want to protect national security, of course, but they don't want to overly restrict access to foreign markets. Third, and this is a big one, they want a unified national approach to AI policy. Right now, different states and agencies are doing their own thing, which creates confusion and uncertainty. Fourth, they want to ensure data access, including by strongly supporting fair use in the US and similar text and data mining exceptions around the world. Data is the fuel that powers AI, so access to data is essential. Fifth, they want to protect the privacy of Americans without stifling AI development. This is a delicate balance, but it's crucial to maintaining public trust in AI. And finally, they want to protect open-source AI development. Open-source AI is a powerful force for innovation, and it's important to keep it that way. Let's break down that first point about AI infrastructure. We're talking about things like powerful GPUs, vast datasets, and robust cloud computing platforms. Without these resources, AI development grinds to a halt. It's like trying to build a skyscraper with only hand tools. The CCIA is essentially saying, hey, government, invest in the tools we need to win this AI race. For example, imagine a small startup trying to compete with Google or Microsoft. Without access to the same level of infrastructure, they're at a huge disadvantage. This is where government support can level the playing field. The CCIA's recommendation aligns with the growing consensus that strategic investments in AI infrastructure are crucial for maintaining US competitiveness. Think of it like building the railroads in the 19th century. It's an investment in the future. Now let's talk about export controls. This is where things get tricky. On the one hand, we need to protect sensitive AI technologies from falling into the wrong hands. On the other hand, overly restrictive export controls can harm US companies by limiting their access to foreign markets. The CCIA is arguing for a balanced approach, one that protects national security without stifling innovation. This is a constant balancing act. For example, should we restrict the export of advanced AI chips to China? Some argue that it's necessary to prevent China from developing cutting-edge military technologies. Others argue that it will only hurt US chip makers and encourage China to develop its own domestic capabilities. The CCIA is likely advocating for a targeted approach, focusing on technologies with clear military applications while allowing for the free flow of AI technologies for civilian use. This is a complex issue with no easy answers, and it's likely to be a major point of contention in the coming years. The call for a unified national approach is arguably the most important recommendation. Right now, AI policy in the US is a patchwork of different laws, regulations, and guidelines. This creates uncertainty and makes it difficult for companies to comply. The CCIA is essentially saying, hey, government, get your act together. We need a clear and consistent framework for AI policy. Imagine trying to drive across the country with a different set of traffic laws in each state. That's what it's like for AI companies right now. A unified national approach would provide clarity, reduce compliance costs, and foster innovation. It would also make it easier for the US to compete with other countries that have already adopted national AI strategies. The European Union, for example, is moving forward with its AI Act, which aims to regulate AI across the entire bloc. The US needs to catch up. Data access, especially through fair use and text and data mining exceptions, is absolutely critical. AI models learn from data. Restricting access to data effectively cripples AI development. Fair use allows for the use of copyrighted material for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Text and data mining allows researchers to extract information from large datasets. The CCIA is arguing that these exceptions are essential for AI development. Imagine trying to train a language model without access to books, articles, and other text data. It would be impossible. The CCIA's recommendation is consistent with the principle that access to information is essential for innovation. A recent paper published in the Journal of Artificial Intelligence explored the impact of data access restrictions on AI development. The researchers found that restrictions on data access significantly slowed down the development of new AI models. This underscores the importance of the CCIA's recommendation. Protecting privacy while fostering innovation is a constant challenge. We all want our data to be protected, but we also want the benefits of AI, such as personalized healthcare, improved transportation, and more efficient energy use. The CCIA is arguing that we need to find a way to strike a balance between these competing goals. This requires careful consideration of data privacy laws, such as the California Consumer Privacy Act, CCPA, and the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, in Europe. These laws give consumers more control over their personal data, but they can also make it more difficult for companies to develop AI models. The key is to find ways to anonymize data, use differential privacy techniques, and implement robust security measures to protect personal information. It's a complex issue, but it's one that we must address if we want to realize the full potential of AI. Finally, the CCIA wants to protect open-source AI development. Open-source AI is a collaborative effort where developers share their code and models with the world. This fosters innovation and allows for rapid progress. The CCIA is arguing that we need to ensure that open-source AI remains free and accessible. This means resisting efforts to restrict the use of open-source AI or to impose licensing fees. Open-source AI has been responsible for some of the most significant breakthroughs in the field. For example, TensorFlow, a popular machine learning framework developed by Google, is open source. This has allowed researchers and developers around the world to contribute to its development and to use it to build a wide range of AI applications. The CCIA's recommendation is a recognition of the importance of open-source AI to the future of the field. Now, here's where things get interesting. There are two main camps in this debate. On one side, you have those who prioritize innovation above all else. They argue that we need to let AI developers experiment and push the boundaries without too much regulation. They believe that this is the best way to unlock the full potential of AI and to create new jobs and opportunities. On the other side, you have those who prioritize safety and ethics. They argue that we need to be careful about the potential risks of AI, such as bias, discrimination, and job displacement. They believe that we need to implement strong regulations to ensure that AI is used responsibly. The CCIA is likely trying to strike a balance between these two camps. They recognize the importance of both innovation and safety, and they're trying to find a way to promote both. A verifiable method to see who is winning is to track investment in AI research and development in the US versus other countries, alongside measuring the number of AI-related patents filed in the US. These metrics will provide a tangible sense of the US's competitive standing. The ethical considerations are massive. Bias in algorithms, the potential for misuse, and the impact on employment are all serious concerns. We need to build AI systems that are fair, transparent, and accountable. This requires collaboration between researchers, policymakers, and the public. It also requires a commitment to ethical principles, such as fairness, privacy, and security. The CCIA's recommendations are a step in the right direction, but we need to do more to ensure that AI is used for good. For example, we need to develop better ways to detect and mitigate bias in algorithms. We also need to establish clear guidelines for the use of AI in sensitive areas, such as law enforcement and healthcare. And we need to invest in education and training to prepare workers for the changing job market. Now, let's consider the opposing viewpoints. Some argue that the CCIA's recommendations are too industry-friendly and that they don't go far enough to protect the public interest. They believe that we need stronger regulations to address the potential risks of AI. Others argue that the CCIA's recommendations are too restrictive and that they will stifle innovation. They believe that we need to let AI developers experiment and push the boundaries without too much government interference. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. We need to find a balance between protecting the public interest and fostering innovation. This requires a thoughtful and nuanced approach to AI policy. It also requires a willingness to listen to all sides of the debate. The CCIA's recommendations are a good starting point, but they're not the final word. We need to continue to debate and refine our approach to AI policy as the technology evolves. So, what does all this mean for the future of AI? Well, The decisions that policymakers make in the coming months and years will have a profound impact on the development and deployment of AI. If we get it right, AI could transform our lives for the better, creating new jobs, improving healthcare, and solving some of the world's most pressing problems. But if we get it wrong, AI could exacerbate existing inequalities, lead to job displacement, and even pose a threat to our security. The stakes are high. The CCIA's recommendations are a valuable contribution to the debate, but they're just one piece of the puzzle. We need to continue to engage in a broad and inclusive discussion about the future of AI and to make sure that everyone has a voice in shaping its development. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on the latest AI news and trends. Thanks for watching.